So as a sales rep, one of the hardest things to do is to make sure that you are working every single prospect at every single stage of their prospecting journey, all the way into becoming a customer. And when you have a full pipeline full of prospects coming in every day, filling out forms on the website, people you got to follow up with, how do you do that? Let's talk about HubSpot Sequences. In order to get to Sequences, first you have to be subscribed to HubSpot Sales Pro or Sales Enterprise. That's where Sequences are accessible from. And you have to have user permissions allowing you to get to the Sequences tool. But if you have all those boxes checked, go to Automations and then go to Sequences. And here's where you'll see your Sequences dashboard. Now, if you don't see this yet, you'll probably see something like click here to get started with Sequences. Go ahead and click it, and you'll then see something like this. And this has three main areas: manage, analyze, and scheduled. So just to break it down, manage is all of the sequences that you currently have created and potentially running. Analyze is where you read the tea leaves of what's been happening with your sequence. And then scheduled is where you see any emails that are scheduled to go out as a result of your sequences. Now, one interesting thing to note is that if you have I'm going to show you a pro portal here that has some sequences running. So if you have a pro subscription and you're on Sales Pro and you have sequences running, you'll get the following information under the Analyze tab. You'll see how many sequences or how many contacts were enrolled in sequences, the percentage that have booked a meeting as a result of those sequences, the reply rate to your emails, your open rate, your click rate, your bounce rate, and then how many people didn't respond. Now, here's the difference. Deal outcomes. If you're on Enterprise, and this is a good reason to upgrade to Enterprise if you haven't considered that, you'll be able to see a different, in this demo account that I have here, it doesn't have any information in it, but it'll show you on Enterprise, you'll get to see the deal rate and then the total revenue that has been generated as a result of these sequences. So if you're a sales manager, and let's say you're managing a team of SDRs who are, maybe they're incentivized to get revenue based on their activities, this is a great way to measure that. So if you don't have a way to measure that, look into Sales Pro Enterprise. So back to the Manage tab, this is where you're going to find your sequences and you can create new sequences. So when you get ready to create a sequence, you have a couple of options. One, you can create one from scratch and you can just add whatever tasks you want to that sequence. It could be emails, it could be calls, it could be, some kind of to-do. Or what I like to do is look at some of these pre-made sequences that HubSpot has already created and are kind of tailored to different use cases. So if you're looking at, for instance, this email-heavy prospecting, it's going to show you that there are 9 steps in this sequence, 17 days to complete, 33% of it is automated, and then it has 2 unenrollment criteria listed on here. If we look at the sequence itself, you'll see that it starts with an email, it waits a business day, and then you get a task to call the contact to follow up. You'll see that it waits a business day, and then you get a task to call the contact to follow up. Then we're waiting 3 business days and sending a manual email. So this can be whatever that sales rep decides is contextual to the conversation they've had already. Or a lot of times that second email is a great time to send helpful content. If you have some kind of PDF or some kind of video or a case study or something that might be interesting to your prospect, that second email is always a great time to let that one fly. Another automated email, call task, etc. You get the idea. At the end of this 17 days, ideally, one of 2 things will happen. One, that prospect is going to do one of these 2 things to unenroll, meaning they'll reply to an email or they'll book a meeting with the sales rep that's sending these, or they won't do anything and you can disqualify this as either bad timing or maybe it was a wrong number that they tried to dial, but you'll have some kind of outcome to the result of all the prospecting you've done. And you can decide how to proceed from there. So let's go ahead and create a sequence. And I actually have one started that I'll show you. And this is a call heavy demo. And within here, you've got all these tabs that are pretty similar to what you have in the main dashboard. But we'll look at steps right now. And you can edit these from here. So the idea with this sequence is, let's say we have a form submission on our website, and we want to follow up with the person that submitted that form. So here's how that would look. We're creating an email that uses personalization tokens to make sure that we're calling them by their first name, we are talking to them about their company, we are sending the meeting link specific to us as a sales rep. A cool thing about these personalization tokens is they're not just for the contact, they're also for the sender. So if I want to create a sequence of emails and then I want to have, my buddy Doug use my emails or use the sequence, or I have a whole department of sales reps that want to use these sequences, they can send this from their email address. They can send this with their meeting link. They can make references to themselves in these emails. All you have to do is use their personalization tokens, which is a great thing about using a tool like HubSpot with this, where it has all of your CRM data in it as well, because you can use basically any criteria you want as a personalization token. But this is the email that I plan on sending out. It makes reference to me, my company, their company name, asks a couple of questions, which is a great best practice when sending out emails in a sequence. And then includes a meeting link, so they can schedule a meeting with me and we can get the ball rolling on the sales process. After that, we're going to wait a day, call task. It pauses the sequence between these, so it's not just stacking up tasks that you haven't completed yet. You actually have to complete that task for it to go to the next thing. And then it just goes on and on and on with various manual tasks, emails, sequences. Let's say after a while, I want to connect with this person on LinkedIn. I can either use my LinkedIn Sales Navigator connection to do that, or I can just set a general task and I can say, hey, let's connect to this person on LinkedIn. And add that. So boom, now I've got one more action in my, or one more task rather, in my sequence. I can save that, I can enroll people, etc. Now that you have a pretty good idea of how that works, let's talk about the next tab here, which is settings. So there's some important things to keep in mind with a sequence. You'll want to determine if you want to run this all the time or if you want to filter that down a little bit. A lot of times what companies will do is they'll only execute these on business days in case somebody opens that email and they want to reach out immediately. So let's turn this on. So these are only sending emails or only setting tasks on business days. And then we want this send window to kind of line up with our business hours. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, we can also, if we want, send email reminders to ourselves whenever a task is due. That can be a little overwhelming to sales reps sometimes. So I say, just kind of play it by ear on that one. And then lastly, we have automation. So how do people get enrolled in this sequence to begin with? Well, we already talked about people filling out a form on the website. So let's go ahead and create a workflow. There's some by default here, but let's go ahead and create a workflow where they're submitting a form, and let's say it's any form, and we want to enroll that contact in the sequence. So anytime they submit a form, we're immediately sending out an email that says, hey, let's connect, let's book a meeting. I saw you filled out the form, answer these questions. And then if they do that, they're out of the sequence. If they don't do that, then we'll keep going through the rest of the tasks. So we're going to enroll the contact in a sequence, and on sender, we want this to be from whoever that contact owner is. And here we set it as contact owner, and we are good. If there is no contact owner upon form submission, you're like, how's their contact owner? They just submitted a form. You can actually create that within the form itself, or you can create a workflow wherein it automatically rotates that lead to whoever's on your sales team and then enrolls them in a sequence. So all of those are options. So let's go ahead and turn this on. So now anytime somebody fills out a form on my website, they're going to get enrolled in this sequence, and I won't have to remember to follow up with them. All I have to do is work my tasks. One important note is whenever you create a sequence, if you want this to be available to everybody on your team, make sure that you go to Manage Sharing and take a look to see what the setting is here. So I want everyone on my team to be able to use this. So I'm going to click Everyone, click Save, and boom. Now everyone can use the sequence that I have, which is Prospecting Call Heavy Demo. Now if I want to see how this sequence is doing, I can go to the Performance tab. I can see the performance of that specific sequence on this tab within the sequence. Or I can go all the way back out to my sequences dashboard and analyze all of my sequences or filter it down any way that I want. All right, so that's been a general overview of sequences in HubSpot. Now keep in mind, that is super, super basic, what we've seen today. And there are a ton of different ways that you can use sequences in your own portal, depending on what your use case might be or your various use cases in your organization. I'd love to hear any kind of innovative or unique ways that you might be using sequences. So feel free to leave a comment below. And until next time, my name's Derek Savage, and this has been HubSpot Tips.